Hi folks, I hope all of you are doing well. This is the second of two lectures on MLA citation. This lecture is going to cover the development of a works cited page. Now, unlike what I had done with the last lecture on in-text citations, I'm not going to put a sample works cited page in our course shell. There are lots of good sample works cited pages that you can find either in our reference books for the course, either one, the Cengage text or Keys for Writers, or Purdue OWL has another good sample MLA paper in its entirety. So, little bit about formatting stuff. I'm going to run through all this stuff pretty quickly, so if you don't understand anything, what I recommend is after I describe a slide, pause it, take notes if you need to, and then at the end, if you're still murky on anything, of course you're welcome to contact me. So, a couple quick formatting notes. You should use double spacing throughout a works cited page. Apply what is called a hanging indent to all of the entries. That means any content beyond the first line of an entry will be indented half an inch. All of your entries should be listed in alphabetical order according to the author's last name. If the source does not have an author listed, you alphabetize it by the title. If the title starts with one of the articles, a, an, or the, you skip to the next word in that title. One of the other key things that tends to trip up students when they do a works cited page is the formatting of titles in an entry. By the way, these formatting rules also apply to when you would use the title in the text of your essay as well. So, there's always going to be a question of what titles do you put in quotes versus which do you italicize. The titles are shorter text, so think of it as a text that could be contained in a larger entity or volume, such as short story, title of a song, title of an individual article, or the title of an individual episode of a TV show, all go in quotes. Titles of longer or more complete works, like a novel, a whole CD or album, magazine, or any other kind of book, by the way, not just novel, or the title of a whole TV show. All of those, again, will be the opposite. They will be italicized. What I'm going to do in this lecture, by the way, is very quickly go through the most common types of sources that one can cite in a paper. But again, if you want to cite something else or just have questions in general, feel free to contact me. So this one I'm going to run through really quick because it's probably the most basic citation you're going to do. Notice with all these that the name of an author is always going to be inverted. It's going to be last name, comma, first name, followed by a period. That pattern is never going to change if you have a person listed as the author. So notice that with a book title then, we have author name, down here, Nabokov Vladimir, novel title, Lolita. Then notice that title, because it's a whole book, italicized. Putnam, the publisher, followed by a comma, and then, oh gosh, excuse me folks, sorry about that. Then it goes to the year of publication, in this case 1955. Okay. What is the next one on our list? Short text from a larger collection. So this could be one of the individual essays from your textbook. Could be a poem or short story from an anthology or collection. Would use this format. Now, I want to point out again that with these sample entries that I've got here, these are single-spaced. I did that only because I needed to save room on the slide, but on your works cited page you would, of course, double space. Notice that on these screens as well, I've indicated the punctuation mark that needs to go at the end of this part of the citation, because beginning with this type here, it gets, in my opinion, a little bit goofy or somewhat tricky to follow. So notice that at the end of the author's name we can have a period. End of the shorter title of the short text, this in this case the individual story, is put in quotes and followed by a period there. The title of the book italicized, and then here's where it changed from the older version. Actually, I apologize, folks. Little bit of a typo on my part. At the end of the title of the collection, this is right. There should be a comma here, so please forgive me. Ignore the period there. Any kind of collection like this is going to have an editor or editors. Notice that we just say edited by, and then, and then give those individuals names. Notice that when you list the author's names, they will be spelled out in the normal format, followed by a comma. If this is any edition of the anthology or collection other than the first, if there is anything more than one edition, I should say, that would go right here, formatted as such, 5th edition. Then we go again to the name of the publisher, in this case University of New Mexico Press, followed by the year. Now these page numbers here are the title for the whole, are the page numbers, for the whole text that you're citing, not just the pages that you cite it within your essay, but the whole range of page numbers for that entry in the original source. Okay? I want to be clear about that. Let's see, what do we have next? Text from a database. Usually for you folks, this is going to be an academic journal article. Very important that you know how to do this during your academic careers. Okay, I'm going to run through this quickly, because notice that some of this is going to repeat itself. Okay, we have author name here followed by a period, title of the short text in quotation marks, and end it with a period there. We have the title of, in this case, the whole academic journal, alright, followed by comma. Then we have the volume and issue information here, and then we have the database information right here. Now, if you just got the journal article from an academic journal that you literally picked up and are holding from in your own hands from your library, wherever you go to school, you would not need to include this part here. This is the name of the database, okay? Notice that the database name gets italicized, followed by a comma. Whenever you look up these entries on Academic Search Complete or any of the other, place that we can find these databases, they're either going to give you a web link or what is known as a DOI number. The DOI number, would follow the title of the database, and if you can get the DOI number, that is preferable to just having the web link, okay? If you can find what is known as the DOI number, and again, I know that all of this is new to most of you, so if you need further explanation, don't hesitate to contact me. That's what I'm here for, okay? So, moving forward then, article from an internet site. I want to make sure that we're clear real quick what the difference is between an article from a database, like I just showed you on the last slide and this here. The database you had to access one way or another through the website of whatever university you attend. When we talk about article from the internet, that would be predominantly something that you would find by doing a web search through Google, Yahoo, Bing, whatever the case might be. Now, I apologize here for any confusion. You should always have a hanging indent applied to your citations on the works cited page. For whatever reason, when I typed out this sample citation, I simply could not get it to indent this content. So many apologies there. Did not mean to confuse. But okay, let me run through it reasonably quickly. Author's name, inverted, followed by a period. Title of the short text, in quotation marks, followed by a period. Notice that the title of the whole website is italicized. Now this part here, it's going to look repetitive, is what we call the title of the site publisher, okay? Most websites that are professional are going to be owned by a parent company, even if it's the same as the main name of the website. Like the CNN website is owned by CNN, Fox News website would be owned by Fox News, so on and so forth. And so we need to give credit, even if it's the same, if there is a site publisher, right? The site publisher name again goes there, but notice that here it's not italicized. This date here is the date that the article was originally posted online, okay? If that date is not available, right, then we would go right from the next part of the citation that was available, in this case, the site publisher, to the web link. And then whether you have this first date or not, at the end of the citation, after the web link, you're always going to give the date that you accessed that content. Okay, I'm going to close it out now. But again, any questions or concerns, you're always welcome to contact me. I want to help you, and I want you to do well. So until next time, folks, take care. Have a good evening, morning, whatever the case might be, and goodbye.